Hello, happy Wednesday, everybody. I am just double checking we are live here. So if you hear me on YouTube, if you hear me on Facebook, give me a big thumbs up. Let me know that we are rocking and rolling because today we're talking about tech and all the equipment stuff involved with tech. It looks like I'm live up here on YouTube now. So I want you to absolutely feel free to drop in any tech questions that you have as we go through here. I know this really tends to be a huge hurdle for so many people. What camera? I've got a basket full of things we're going to talk about. What do you really need to get started? Like, what's the bare minimum? And some case studies on what you really only need to get started here on YouTube. So let me know what your questions are so I can be sure to answer those here today. First things first, I want to remind you that I am hosting a live workshop on Friday, not tomorrow, but the next day. So Valentine's Day, we can spend together. But we're going to walk through the 3 strategies you need to have to see success on YouTube. And so what I'm going to walk you through is how I use YouTube to generate a 6-figure income from just a small following on YouTube. I think my YouTube channel is under 20,000 subscribers, but I'm using those videos on YouTube to get more people on my list and converting into working with me or in my group coaching program or in my courses. And so I'm going to share that 3-step strategy with you on Friday. I'm also going to share with you the exact way that I research content ideas to come up with on YouTube to make sure the right people are watching it and converting. And then I'm also going to give you a couple extra hacks on how to get momentum on your YouTube channel right away. So if you're just getting started on YouTube, I'm going to give you a couple of hacks. So make sure you head to that link that should be linked below this video. It's trinalittle.com/stress-free because I want YouTube to be super stress-free for you all. So hello, Paula Picks. Happy Wednesday. Hello, Cindy. Hi, Coach Ron Lyons. Happy hump day to you as well. Hi, Sherry. Hi, Trendy Ryan. Jessica Evelyn, hello to you as well. Coach Ron loves this topic. Okay, so since we are ready to go, and I reminded you to don't forget to get on the email list or the list for the training because it won't be live on YouTube on Friday. You have to be on a certain page for that since it's just private to those that sign up. You have to save your seat. So again, go to that link, trinalittle.com/stress-free to make sure you save your seat and you get the link to the page we're actually going to be live on Friday. All right, so the first thing I want to talk about here today, and again, if you have specific questions about equipment, let me know, and I will discuss as well. So the first thing I want to talk about is your background. I get this as a huge hurdle for so many people. They're worried that they don't have a pretty background back there, and I totally get it. Look, my YouTube journey has been about 5 years, and this background has only been for the past 2 years. And the biggest case study that I have for this is when we transitioned, we as my family, my husband and 2 kids, transitioned from a home to the house we were building. We didn't have a home in the middle. And so we just rented an apartment, a very small 2-bedroom apartment for 2 adults and a toddler and newborn. And so the only space that I had to film my videos was a small spot in the master bedroom, they called it. I wouldn't call it a master bedroom because it was tiny, but it was just a small part of the wall, just a little square part on the wall. It was a super ugly wall. It was like a yellowish, mustardy, I don't know. You can look at my videos, my older YouTube videos, and actually see that background. But what's important here is I focused on my strategies. So I focused on my content, my audience retention, and finding the right videos that my audience wanted, and then getting them on my email list and converting them. I saw my YouTube channel grow by 300% that year I was in that tiny apartment. And also my business revenue increased by 300% as well that year. And it didn't care what the background was, okay? I know we get so wrapped up on it. We do not need to have something like this. I am fortunate enough to have a room that I can have my equipment up. But what's going to be key for you to be consistent on video, which is where you're going to see the biggest results, to be consistent on video, you have to make filming easy for you to do. So just pick a corner in a room or just pick a small wall in a room somewhere. Because here's the thing, you don't actually see what's going on over here. I can show you. over outside of my camera, I actually have a plate of pistachio nuts that I snacked on before I jumped on this call with you. So we need to remember that not everybody is seeing everything that's going on over here. They're just seeing this little square for you. So you don't have to really get stressed out about everything. I want to know, let me know in the comments if you've really struggled with the whole background thing. Sherry says, glad I'm not at work today so I can catch this live. Awesome. Also, I forgot to give the gift card yesterday, so I will be giving out 2 gift cards today, an Amazon gift card and a Starbucks gift card today as well. What I need you to do, thank you, Sherry, for reminding me. What you need to do is tag me over on Instagram. So Trina_Little with your biggest takeaway from today's topic or yesterday's topic. And yesterday we talked about my workflow. So tag me on Instagram, Trina_Little with your biggest takeaway from the past 2 days of live streaming. I will be giving away a Amazon gift card and a Starbucks gift card by the end of the day today. So sorry, I totally forgot yesterday. I actually get nervous jumping on here on live, and so I totally forgot to pick a winner yesterday. So just heads up, if you want to win one of those gift cards that I promised for you this week, just tag me on Instagram with one of those biggest takeaways from yesterday's live or today. So we busted the whole background thing. There are other options too. You could just get a sheet, a solid color sheet, and hang it up, tape it on the wall. If you go to Amazon and you just search photography backgrounds, there's a lot of great options as well there too. Trendy Raina says, I have a question. My problem when filming is the notice of the surroundings like dogs, neighbors, etc., even cars. A super struggle for me as I film. Yeah, so I'm going to answer this before we jump into all the tech and the gear. I absolutely understand. I can guarantee you every single time I decide I want to film, the neighbor is going to let their dog out and bark, or they're going to mow their yard. So you just got to kind of work around it the best way as possible. So close your windows if you can close your windows to kind of minimize the sound of what's going on outside. If there's a time frame that you can work where maybe the cars are going by a little less frequently, or maybe the dogs are barking a little less, that's my best advice. But you just gotta kind of roll with it. It happens to me every single time, I swear. At my last house, I promise you, the guy beside me knew every single time I was filming, he would work on his car with like hammering or drilling of some sort. So it just ends up being something that you have to work on. Where do we sign up for Friday's video? It's below this. There should be a link. It's trinalittle.com/stress-free for Friday's training. All right, so we're going to walk through equipment. Remember, my key for you is to keep this super simple, because again, the more difficult you make it, the least likely you're going to film. Hi, Kayla. Thanks for jumping in on Facebook. So one thing that you can do is, so I'm streaming on Facebook over here with my phone. Use your phone. Get started with your phone. There's like a little circle on your phone where the camera is. You're going to look directly into that and you're just going to shoot. Ideally, you want to shoot long ways, so this is called horizontal. Then you will have this full video like on YouTube. When you shoot vertical, you're going to have those black bars on the side. So for now, I always suggest shooting vertical. The mic on the iPhone is actually decent enough. I'm going to show you some ways to really make your audio better as well. But the mic on the iPhone is good enough to use to get started. Also on the phone, you can use apps. So if you have an iPhone, iMovie is free and it is a great free editing software. Another editing app is InShot, which I think they have a free version and paid for version. So there's some great apps to use on your phone as well. And I'm pretty sure that's an option on Androids. Another app I've heard as well is Adobe Spark. So that is, you can absolutely do everything you need to create a YouTube video on your iPhone, on your Android, or on your iPad. So that's where you first want to get started. What tends to be your biggest problem with your video quality isn't going to be your camera, it's going to be your lights. So the best way to do this is to sit yourself in front of a window to get that natural light. So I have a window right over here and I can't really shoot towards the natural light because there's a door and this side of the room isn't as aesthetically pleasing as this side. So I have a ring light that's sitting right in front of me. Those do tend to be pricier, around the $200 range. A great starter light kit would be an umbrella light kit. I think a brand on Amazon is Cowboy Studio. This is a great beginner's lighting to use. And I think, I'm not sure if I still have it. I used to keep a sample in here. So these light bulbs right here are called daylight balance light bulbs. You can get these on Amazon. You can also get them at like a Lowe's or a Home Depot. You wouldn't just make sure you're getting a daylight balance light bulb, and you can put these light bulbs in any lamp or overhead light you have in a room, and it's going to emit a more whiter, brighter light than, say, the typical yellow light that you get from an overhead lamp or overhead light bulb that you normally have. The daylight balance light bulbs give you that cooler, more professional look. And honestly, you can just buy this and stick it in whatever lights you already have, like a lamp or an overhead light. And this is a great place to start as well. Then the third thing, again, other than camera, because I'm going to save that for last, because the camera isn't really going to make or break your video, right? A lot of our cameras are good enough quality, so lighting is really what's going to make or break it, and your audio. So I think I have my audio. Let me just grab my tech basket back here. One thing to use for your iPhone or your Android, if it's doesn't have a good audio sound, is a Smart Lav. This one is from Rode, and it's around $100. What it does is it plugs right into your phone, so you could use it when you go live like I am right now, or to record your videos. And it just has like a little lapel pin right here that the mic just pins right here to your shirt. The problem that I have with this is, if you haven't noticed, I like to talk a lot with my hands, and so I tend to hit it with my hands, or my hair brushes against it. So I actually use a Blue Yeti microphone, which is what y'all will see, like this black thing hovering over you. I will use this, and I have had this Blue Yeti for probably 4 years now. There is another microphone. I will actually, after we go off of this live, I will grab the link for you to get my equipment list. I have a full list of everything, so I didn't add that right now, but I will get that equipment list and link it in the comments below after I'm done here, so you can all get the full list as well. But this, and then there's an ATR microphone that's really well, and I think that microphone goes for under $40. Like I said, I will list that after this. But that's where you really want to get started with audio. What I am using right now with my audio, let me set my basket down. You will see this is a brand new setup. I haven't even officially shot a YouTube video yet on this camera, but this is a Rode shotgun mic. And it plugs right into this camera because this camera has an external mic input. So what happens is when you shoot your video with your phone, or say a webcam or your laptop camera, if you shoot from one of these mics, you're going to have an external audio file that you will have to sync up with your video file from your camera or your phone or your webcam. And so that's what kind of makes it a little bit difficult and time consuming. But with this camera, this all comes out in one file, so it does make editing a little bit easier. But I'm telling you, I have been doing the external mic deal for 4 years. It's doable, it's possible, and it gives you that extra quality for the audio, so people actually want to listen to you. So those are kind of the lighting, the audio. Now, one other thing to do about the audio is I am sitting in a room that is like a tile hardwood type deal. So you really gonna get a lot of echoing and sound reverberating off of the floor. So a simple solution, which is down on my floors right now, is I have comforters, blankets, and pillows down to really soak up that sound so you don't get that echo going on. So if you're in a carpeted room, perfect, great. You're not going to get that echo. But if you have hardwood floors or tile floors or like linoleum floors, you will need to throw some blankets or pillows down to really get that extra professional sound on your video. So now, before I answer your questions, like I said, I would just want to run through all of this real quick and then get all your questions answered. Cameras. Like I said, you can start with your phone. I know my laptop over here has a camera in it, and I've had a client who did all of her videos on her webcam on her laptop. And then you can also buy an extra webcam, which is what I'm shooting my YouTube videos on right now. And it's a Logitech C920. It shoots in HD. Anytime I'm doing something live like this, or if I'm shooting a summit recording where I'm sharing my screen, like I'm sharing my slides and putting me on camera, I'm using my webcam. And I've also used my webcam as well as a quick pinch. So one time my camera got left in my car and my husband took the car to work. So I shot all my YouTube videos for that month on my webcam, and that is the easiest way to get started. This webcam is under $80. It plugs right into your computer. Super simple. Now, if you want to upgrade a little bit, I don't actually suggest getting a DSLR. I know this camera looks a little fancy, but it is not a full DSLR yet, because the problem that happens with a DSLR is it gets a little bit technical, and I'm not a tech person. I don't play with cameras. I want a camera that I can hit record and get my videos done quickly. I don't want to mess around with the setting. When I started my YouTube videos, I started with a DSLR camera. I thought I was super cool. I sat down, borrowed my parents' camera, filmed all my videos, and when I played them back, they were all out of focus and blurry. And so that's the problem with DSLRs. They tend to get a little too technical, and I didn't want to figure out all the tech stuff. So what I did instead, I bought this point and shoot Canon G7X camera. What's great about this is it has a flip up screen, so you can pop it on a tripod or a stack of books, which is what I did for a while too. And you can make sure you're in focus. You can tap yourself on the screen to make sure it autofocuses on your face. And an added bonus, I can take this wherever we go. So I have 2 kids, as you know. If we go to the zoo or if we go to Sesame Place, this is super easy to take along than a DSLR camera. This will cost you, this is the Canon G7X Mark I. This is the oldest version of these, and like I said, I bought this about 5 years ago, and it will run you about $300 to $400 now, since this is the outdated version. So now, if we talk about this guy, let me tell you the little journey we had with this guy. I actually, on Black Friday, upgraded my G7X Mark III to the brand new, this is the Mark I. I upgraded to the G7X Mark III, and I was so super excited. But the Mark III has an autofocus issue. So I shot all my YouTube videos a couple weeks ago, and it didn't track my face. And so there was a lot of like focusing in, blurring, and I can't tell that when I'm shooting because I'm not staring at the viewfinder, I'm staring at the lens right here. So just a word of advice, the G7X Mark III, not worth the money. Actually, just buy the Mark II, which is cheaper anyways and has a lot better autofocus as of right now. But again, I knew I really wanted to upgrade. I knew I was going to go into this camera for a while. So I bought the Canon M50. That's what we're using here. Like I said, I only shot 2 videos just yesterday. And I'm still messing around with it. What's great about this camera though is there's a lot of information online about this camera. And it's in the middle between a point and shoot and a DSLR. So that's why I can manage it. In fact, I just watched a video yesterday before I played with this camera, and I followed all of their setting recommendations and shot it. It got pretty decent quality. I will have to tweak it just a little bit, but it has a really great autofocus. So if you flip this out, you can see it shows you the screen here. And once you tap this on your face, it does a really great job of tracking your face so you always stay in focus. And this guy will run you about $800. Like I said, this was basically a Christmas gift that my husband and I went in on for myself, and I knew I'm creating YouTube videos every single week, and the last camera I bought was this, and I bought this 5 years ago. So don't think you need to dive into all the equipment right now, like today. You can build up to it. Like I said, start with your camera, start with your iPhone. iPhones have just as good of quality camera these days as any of these cameras that I showed you. There's a lot of YouTube creators that you may be watching that shoot their content on their iPhone and you wouldn't even know the difference. So get started with where you're at right now. And you can start upgrading as you go. All right, so that's kind of the equipment rundown. As far as editing software, I think we talked a little bit about this yesterday as well. I use Final Cut Pro. iMovie is free on Mac products. Camtasia, Filmora are all great PC options. If you have Adobe Photoshop or any of the Adobe suite, Adobe Premiere Pro is great. Final Cut Pro, I upgraded to that after using iMovie for a couple years, and I absolutely recommend using iMovie before you go to Final Cut Pro, because iMovie is basically like Final Cut Pro and training wheels. So just when you do pick an editing software, stick with it. Watch all the training that you can to try to figure it out, and just stay with it for a while, because editing can become a tedious job. But if you just stick with one and not worry about what else is out there, it'll really make your life a lot easier. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure I get all of your questions answered here today. Coach Ron says, this is what I preach all the time. You don't need a huge audience to get leads. Treat it like a business. Absolutely. That is a perfect way to think about that. Let's see. I just updated, Coach Ron also just updated his background last week. Awesome. What did you do? I'd love to hear. Did you change the color? Did you do like photography paper? I'd love to hear how you changed your background, Coach Ron. Again, leave me your questions here on Facebook or on YouTube. Where do we sign up for Friday's video? The link should be below in the description box on Facebook and on Instagram. Lena, Sherry, I picked a good location in the kitchen and in front of the wall between the living room, dining room. Clean those up, put some background items, small areas, but I have two choices now. That's awesome. And I know sometimes we think, I don't want to film in my living room or my kitchen. You need to film where it's easy for you. People are going to connect with you the more authentic you are. So if you're comfortable in your kitchen and your living room and you do a lot of your work there, people are going to connect with you. They're going to feel that connection. So I love that, Sherry. Jessica, how do you get paid by Amazon? Using the links in the description. So that's a totally different video, Jessica. But yeah, you just go to Amazon and you create links. You need to have an account, and it's a whole process. Yeah, Lena, I will get you the link as soon as we're done here. You're giving a very nice video, lots of info. Thank you so much, my world of metaphysics. Sherry, editing is my favorite part. I use Filmora and have the Canon M50. Both are great for beginners like me. Oh, Sherry, we are camera twins. So, Sherry, did you get the white one or the black one? I debated for a long time, but I had to go different and get the white since I've had a black camera for so long. I use V modal and the video is like blue. Awesome. All right, any more questions here today? Remember, you can still win that Amazon gift card. I will be announcing the winner tomorrow. Just tag me on Instagram, Trina_Little, over on Instagram, what your biggest takeaway was here today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be sharing with you the biggest mistakes to help you not make them on YouTube. So I'm going to share with you the biggest mistakes I am helping most of my students and clients correct. So this is basically only information you get when you work with me, kind of behind the scenes. So I'm giving you that free tomorrow. So tomorrow at 1 p.m., I'm going to be sharing with you the biggest mistakes I see people making on YouTube, so you can be sure you aren't making them as well. Sherry got the black one. Awesome. And I will add the link to my equipment recommendation list as soon as I'm done here. And I will also update the link to the class on Friday. I'm sorry if that's not working. My laptop has been having quite the issues. So if you are on YouTube and you just click the see more on YouTube description box, there should be a link that says sign up for the masterclass. The link is trinalittle.com/stress-free, and just enter your name in there and that will get you on the list so that you get the link to the live page on Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be selling Valentine's Day together. And I hope I see you back here again tomorrow at 1 p.m. Thank you everybody for taking time out of your day to watch and learn with me. See you tomorrow. I got to turn off all these different streams now.